Malignaggi here for Paulie TV from the Brooklyn Stoop. Co-host with Tyson the Puggle, chilling out. No sniffing or everything. You're good, Tyson? All right, he's good. He's good to go. You know what I just realized, bro? We're making a couple of videos with the coffee stains here. I've had a couple of coffees. I had some Manhattan specials earlier. On the white shirt, it's not a good look when you spill. What are you gonna do? You know what I mean? Here we are. We're in Brooklyn. That's what we do. Right? We drink coffee, especially in the Italian neighborhood. Coffee all day long, right? I'm gonna go with the discussion today. This week, Artur Beterbiev versus Joe Smith. This is a nice fight, bro. This is like such an underrated fight because I feel like, okay, both of these guys maybe don't have that crossover appeal that some fighters get, you know, that some other fighters, some other fights in general make. Bro, this is the shame of the coverage boxing gets because this is one of the most dynamite fights I think you're going to see. I can't really see it lasting long. I don't really question either guy's chin, but they're in the pocket. They both hit so hard that nobody's chin would stand up under those conditions. You know what I'm saying? So I think this fight's going to end in a knockout. They might be the two of the hardest hitting guys in all of boxing. They're definitely the two hardest hitting guys in their weight class, you know, with respect to some of the other guys in that weight class. I think Beterbiev and Joe Smith stand head and shoulders as far as punching ability is concerned above the rest of the light heavyweight division. And they're both guys who kind of come looking for you. They can box. Beterbiev from that Russian boxing school obviously probably has tons of amateur experience. Joe Smith may not have the amateur experience that Beterbiev has, but he's got a solid boxing base. Blue collar guy, you know, he brings his lunch pail and he comes to work and he has bricks in his hands. And he's beaten some fighters that you would have thought, you know, going in, maybe he doesn't have the experience. He didn't have all the huge amateur experience. He didn't have all that. He didn't come with all the accolades and big resume of the past. He's just a blue collar, bring your lunch pail to work kind of guy. But you know what? He happens to have bricks in his hands as well. And he's not fundamentally terrible either. He's got some solid boxing fundamentals. Not overly creative, but some solid boxing fundamentals overall. And against a guy who like Beterbiev, who may have the overall better boxing fundamentals because he's so well schooled, he's still a guy who comes looking for you, still will not be hard to find and get into the pocket. So a guy with the dynamite of Joe Smith can land and hurt him too. You know, let's face it, Callum Johnson dropped Beterbiev because Beterbiev is such a predatorial-like stalker, that Terminator-like stalker that with good fundamentals, but he's still there in the pocket to be hit. I think this has a Hagler-Hearns-esque type of appeal to it. Not, you know, Hagler and Hearns had a bit of emotion to it too. They couldn't stand each other going into that fight, right? They were just hyped for each other to kill each other, and it really was an incredible fight, one of the best fights of all time. But we talk about that. Beterbiev and Smith, it may not have any personal animosity, but there's a lot on the line here. There's a unification. I think Smith has the BO title, WBO light heavyweight title. Beterbiev is a WBC and IBF light heavyweight champion. The only belt missing here is Dmitry Bivol's WBA title. So a unification, light heavyweights, two of the biggest punchers in boxing. You got some dynamite written all over this. I think this ends in a knockout. Yes, the pick would be Beterbiev, right? The pick is Beterbiev. He's kind of better schooled, and he's sort of like the Terminator, 18-0, 18 knockouts. But I may tell you, man, this is sort of like the live underdog fight too, because Smith hits so hard. But listen, bro, if Smith lands on the chin for Beterbiev, he could knock him out, man. You know what I mean? Yes, Beterbiev can get up and hurt you and even take you out the way he did Callum Johnson. And if Beterbiev lands, he's gonna hurt you as well. But I'm telling you now, there's nothing Joe Smith is gonna land clean that's not gonna hurt Beterbiev either. So this is a dynamite fight. This is such an underrated fight. Us boxing fans, we know how good of a fight this is, man. This ain't even gonna last long. So if you got like plans for your Saturday night, you don't even have to break your plans, man. You just wait for this fight to happen. It'll go a few quick rounds. You'll be excited. You'll get your adrenaline pumping. You'll be excited after the fight, no matter who wins, because it'll be such a good action fight. And then we'll take all that adrenaline out with you and enjoy your night, right? I think this is what we have in store for us this Saturday night. Puncher's chance to Joe Smith, but favor Artur Beterbiev in a major dynamite fight. Joe Smith is the New York guy. Again, no frills, blue collar guy, but a guy that's easy to root for, a real good guy. And as a New York guy, I'd love to see him win. But nonetheless, I probably, as far as my boxing acumen is concerned, I'd probably pick Beterbiev to be the favorite and win the fight. But I think either way, this is going to be a dynamite fight. You might possibly see knockdowns on both ends. You could even see it end in just one round. I mean, that's the kind of dynamite both guys have in their hands. And you could see an all-out war for a few rounds before it ends, right? I mean, this is one thing I don't think it'll do. I don't think it'll go 6 rounds. I would be shocked if it goes past 6 rounds. You know what I mean? Like, I think this is one of those fights. I don't know what the odds are at all, but I think the over-under is probably going to be at six or so rounds, and even that might not make it. These guys hit that hard. It'd be interesting though. What would happen if he goes past 6 rounds? You know what I'm saying? What happens if he, that would be interesting, where you just get the kind of fight where you don't really expect, right? Where they both know how hard the other guy hits, so maybe they'll be a little bit more respectful of each other, and the fireworks won't get started for a few rounds. In that case, you wouldn't get a Hagler-Hearns type fight, but I think either way, it might develop into that as the fight progresses. Nonetheless, it's a fight I'm really looking forward to. Artur Beterbiev versus Joe Smith. Let me know what you think. Light heavyweight unification, the fight that more people should be talking about in boxing is this fight right here. I think this is a can't miss fight, even for casuals. If they would just tune into this fight, they would really fall in love with boxing. I vouch for this fight. I'm gonna vouch for this fight. Let your casual fans watch it. Dynamite fight. Let me know what you think. Like, comment, subscribe, and let me know your prediction for Artur Beterbiev versus Joe Smith. And what do you think? How do you think the fight will evolve, and how do you think it plays out in general, regardless of your pick for the winner? What does the winner do? What does the winner do after this fight? Man, I don't think he gets Bivol, because Bivol he's gonna fight Canelo soon, or he's gonna have to take on his mandatory Zurdo Ramirez, who is sort of like the 800-pound gorilla in the room there. You know what I mean? 800-pound elephant, whatever the cliche wording is, right? He's sort of that guy in the room. You know what I'm saying? Where, he's very dangerous, he's a very good fighter, and he's sort of that guy in the room for all the light heavyweights in general, even for Bivol. I think he's Bivol's mandatory coming up soon, right? But who knows? Maybe he can get the winner of this fight. I don't think anybody's going to be chomping at the bit to fight Zurdo, though, man. I'll tell you, he's sort of dangerous in his own way. He can punch, he can box, he's a southpaw, he's tall, he's big. Nonetheless, this is a fun weight class, man. You think about it. You got these two guys. You've got Bivol. You've got Zurdo Ramirez. You've got Canelo still kind of lurking in the wings, right? Depending on what he wants to do. It's a cool weight class, man. You've got some possible fun fights here. What does the winner do? We'll see. Let's get through this one first, though, because this one's going to be so dynamite. Let's see what happens to the winner, because we might want to see the loser, too. This fight might end up being so good that we might be asking, what happens with the winner, but what also happens with the loser? Let's check it out and see what happens. Let me know your thoughts. Like, comment, subscribe. I'm Paulie Malignaggi for Paulie TV. Where'd Tyson go? He's taking the sun, even though there's no sun. What are we going to do? He's lazy. Catch you later.